Good morning to you, Thursday morning. I've already been at it for a number of hours. Straight onto the book, the last few bits. It's always the last few bits. But this is genuinely the last few bits. I have one more proofread coming up later on today, then it has to hit the printers by this evening. Otherwise, I'm not going to get it back in time for Expert Empires in a couple of weeks' time. I had a coaching call this morning, and I'll share with you what I shared with him. And that is, he is absolutely rocking, he's absolutely smashing it, he's absolutely implementing the stuff that he's learning, and he's getting the rewards and the benefits already. I had this guy on a workshop of mine about 6 months ago, no, less than that, probably about 4 months ago, around how to launch masterminds and group coaching programs. He was the first person off of that course to launch his program. He's already got a mastermind lined up for next year. He's already got people lined up to be in that mastermind next year, and he's got multiple other group programs on the go right now. The reason being, really simply, he did something, he took action. So of course we go on these seminars, we go on these workshops, but did you know only 5% or less of people actually implement what it is they learn when they go to these places? So you give up your day, your 2 days, however long it is, you give up your money, 100, 200, 500 grand, whatever it is, and most people don't do anything with the information. So if you want to separate yourself out from the crowd, be the 1 in 20 that actually implement what it is that you learn. This guy's continually doing it. He went on another course just recently, he took out what he needed to take out of that course, implemented, took action. That's now already paying off. He's filling up his courses, he's filling up his programs, he's filling up his rooms because he's implementing what he's been shown by people who know what it is it takes to make things happen. The majority of people, you know what it is, they just don't do what it is they need to do to get the result they want. And that's why we exist as a company, of course, is I always sit and say, whilst we'll show you skills and we'll share with you what you need to do, fundamentally what we're here is to keep you on track, to make sure you do what it is you need to do in order to get the result. Most people, they just don't do it. So don't be like most people. Make sure you get your training and education. That puts you in the top already, right? Because most people don't even bother developing themselves. So put yourself into programs, take yourself off to workshops, by all means, read your audio books, everything else. However, that will separate you, but what's going to really separate you from the crowd and separate with who you used to be is do something with that knowledge, implement it, take action on it, and you really will start to separate yourself from where you were, but also you're going to separate yourself from the other 19 people that were in that room. Okay, I have another client jumping in right now. We're talking about culture. So if you're a business and you have culture issues or employee issues, or you want to know how to make your business fire on all cylinders in terms of your manpower and your people, maybe you as a leader, stay tuned, because whatever comes out of the conversation with him, I'll share some wisdom back with you. I'll check with you just a little bit. Have an awesome one. I need to go and answer the door and let him in. Catch you in just a little bit. Okay, so we just come out of that session, and as promised, I'll share with you a couple of nuggets of wisdom that we were talking about in there, specifically around culture, and specifically within culture, how do you get a team of people all moving in the same direction, working towards the same goals, and doing it all in the same way that you need to in order to create that alignment in your business to achieve your overall business objectives. Well, here's the thing. Number one, you've got to have a common goal, common agenda, common theme. So everybody within that team are going to have their own goals and their own agendas. In other words, some people are working with you because of the money, the location, they like you, they like the people they work with, they like the technology, they like the projects they're working on, they like the clients, they like the career opportunity, right? They've all got their own reasons for turning up and showing up, and that's fine. They can all have those individual agendas, those individual goals that they each have. However, we want to put them into a common goal and a common agenda that you need to set as the business owner. So you need to set the overall objective. You need to break that down into the common goals that everyone's trying to achieve, and then you want to break that down to a theme, an overriding theme that everyone can pull together and get behind over the next period of time. Typically, I get companies and businesses to set their themes over about a 12-month period, okay? Now, once you've got that in place, here's the interesting part. Everybody has their own interpretation of what that theme is. So for example, if you're saying, right, we're all going to go and smash, £100,000 this year, or £1 million this year, or whatever your targets are and your goals, right? We have a theme here, which is we're going to hit 10 million in 10 months, or whatever it might be, right? It's fine. Actually, everyone's interpretation is different. So I want to share with you a real analogy that I had working with a local rugby club here. And I was working with their forwards, okay? Like specifically, we were looking at the pack, the scrum. And these were big guys, strong guys, powerful guys, and yet they were getting turned and twisted, they were collapsing, they were getting pushed back, and they were actually pretty ineffective. And we did a whole session on this with them, and I said to them, right, what is it that's going through your head when you're approaching the scrum? And what I got was everyone's individual take on what it was that they were there to achieve. It all sounded very similar, by the way. Some people were there saying, we're going to push, destroy, annihilate, shove, push them back, score, whatever, right? And if you heard all those things, you'd say, yeah, they all sound like the same, okay? They all sound like the same adjective. This is what we're here to do. Basically, we're here to shove forward or whatever, to hold, resist, be strong, be powerful. However, just by having their own interpretation of that common goal meant that the pack was actually fragmented. If you want to call it, their energies were pulling slightly in different directions as opposed to in a single direction, which would make them really potent and really effective. So what I said to them was, I don't care what it is, between you, you need to choose one common vision, direction, and wording and everything to get behind. And I can't remember what it was now, right? But let's just say, for example, it was to destroy them, okay? It wasn't, but so it's to destroy them. Everybody got on board and said, right, this is what you're gonna go through your head. Someone in the pack is gonna call, let's destroy them. Everyone's gonna be thinking, let's destroy them. We did some work to make sure that everyone's concept of what let's destroy them was. So everyone now has a common goal, a common theme, a common focus, a common vision. They also have a common interpretation of what that is. And then you can start to get potency. The outcome was instantaneously. The next game, the scrum, was multiple times more effective and more efficient, like instantly. They weren't any stronger, they weren't any fitter, they weren't any better. They can't be possibly in a few days, in a week. They can't possibly be that much better. It came down to a simple thing. What it was their energy was getting dissipated, even though they all had what they believed was a common goal. It was dissipated through their interpretation of what it was they were actually doing, just by changing the wording and changing the understanding of what that wording meant. So in your business, how can you apply this? Have a common agenda, have a common outcome, set common goals that everyone's behind. And then you need to make sure that your whole team are interpreting what it is that goal, that objective, that agenda is in the same way, so that the whole team is now pulling in alignment with that. Even though you might be moving forward, just like the scrum wasn't like weak, it just wasn't as strong as it could be, and it wasn't being effective as it could be. Your team may be in the same situation. So if you don't have a goal or a common theme or a common agenda, the chances are you're not moving forward hardly at all. If you do have those things in place, understand that you can still be more effective by making sure that everyone's interpretation within that team of those goals, agenda, and outcomes is the same as each other's. Trust me, you'll see literally instantaneous results in terms of how it moves your business forward. I'll leave you with that one. I will check with you just a little bit. We've got our mastermind dinner tonight. It's kind of a Christmas dinner, but it's November, so it's not really. It's really an end of year gathering to get all of our masterminds together in one place. And I think we've got about 20 of us turning up. Obviously some people are out the country and other things, but we've got about 20 of us turning up today. And I'll share some of that with you and give you a little bit of vibe of what it's like to be a mastermind here. Anyway, if you're a business owner, make sure you're doing all the things you need to be doing to move it forward. If you've got a team of people, that includes not just you, but making sure you're implementing the right things within your team's mindset and their attitudes, not just looking at their skills or looking at their KPIs or whatever it might be. Anyway, I'll talk to you in just a little bit. Have an awesome one. See you in a bit. Okay, so time now is 6:30. We are heading over to Success Group's headquarters, where today we are having a social event. It's the new annual gathering of the Extreme Growth Masterminders. Tracy's all dolled up. I did my hair, put a shirt on. Took me about 5 minutes. Took Tracy about 5 hours.
It did not take 5 hours. Took just over an hour.
Just over an hour. So we're heading over there right now. I will share the event. We've got about 20 of us all told. So it'll be a really nice night. Just a bit of bonding. You know, it's business. But sometimes, you know, when you want to create the right culture and stuff, you just need to have a drink together, eat together, just spend time together and hang out together. And this will be the beginning of what is, we have decided, the annual gathering.
It is.
Of the pre-Christmas, not Christmas dinner, but a pre-Christmas annual Extreme Growth Mastermind gathering.
Extravaganza.
Gathering. I will talk to you in just a little bit.
Go for it now.